executive platinum, emerald, sapphire, and ruby if those words are written on.
Hi, everyone, and welcome to another edition of Crew Travel right here on Yachting International Radio. My name is Rhea. I am your host, and I'm very pleased to welcome back the tenacious Lee Harris. How are you?
I'm very good, thank you. Yeah, good for a Monday morning. What's the time now? Just gone 8:30. So it's I'm just still trying to get used to doing these during daylight hours. It's a bit of a change being in the UK.
Yeah, well, I mean, it's probably warmer in the UK now than even UK residents would say it's probably warmer than they've ever known in their history, but than New Zealand is at the moment.
It is. It's lovely here at the moment. I think we're sitting around sort of mid-20s to late 20s, which is it's pretty much unheard of. I mean, normally you get 1 or 2 days in the UK, but I think since we've been here, it's pretty much been wall-to-wall sunshine. So long may it continue.
Crew Travel is brought to you by Blue Marine Travel, who haven't lost a passenger since Lee Harris was born back in the late 1900s, and their people move people.
We certainly do.
So we have some good news out of Lufthansa.
Yes, we do indeed. Yeah. So Lufthansa has resolved a disagreement with its ground staff over pay issues. The airline's management met with union representing its ground workers and reached mutual agreements regarding a pay rise for thousands of staff members. These are who protested last week and who had planned further strikes during the summer months. Now, Verdi represents some 20,000 ground staff of Lufthansa, and the latest agreement will see their salaries increase in 2 phases. 2.5% beginning in January 2023 and another 2.5% on July the 1st next year. It's not all good news, though. Unfortunately, Lufthansa, however, are not entirely out of the woods just yet, as they still face uncertainty from another section of employees. The carrier intends to hold further talks with its pilots, who have already voted in favour of strikes this summer.
And BA has an announcement.
They do, yep. Unfortunately, British Airways has now stopped selling tickets on domestic and short-haul European flights from Heathrow until at least August the 15th. British Airways' decision impacts UK, domestic and European short-haul flights from Heathrow. Now, it isn't cancelling the flights, and available seats on the return leg to Heathrow remain on sale. Instead, BA has simply stopped selling any remaining seats on these flights from Heathrow. Now, the ban is in response to the controversial 100,000 passengers per day cap at Heathrow Airport to relieve stresses on the airport operations. This summer, the UK's busiest airport has been beleaguered by labour shortages, causing delays, massive queues and baggage handling challenges. The airport's self-imposed cap is in place until mid-September, but in reality, there is an expectation it will get extended.
Well, and what's going on with the pilots? Because the pilots were making some noise over at BA about strike.
Yeah, again, it's all to do with pay and working conditions. They feel that they're not being fairly treated, shall we say, with regards to their pay, especially since coming back after the pandemic. So it's it's not just BA, it's all airlines and all airports at the moment, it seems.
Emirates has some news.
They do, yeah. It's been a long time coming, but Emirates has finally officially launched its premium economy cabin on the Airbus A380. Now, while the product itself has existed for some time, it was initially only subjected to a soft launch, with passengers unable to directly book the product. This has now changed on 3 of Emirates' key routes. Emirates officially began using the premium economy cabin on 3 of their most important routes from its Dubai International Airport hub. These serve London Heathrow, Paris Charles de Gaulle, and Sydney in Australia. Now, of course, these destinations see a raft of Emirates flights. So for premium economy services, the specific flight numbers you would need are as follows. The EK1 and EK3 from Dubai to London Heathrow, and the EK2 and EK4 back from Heathrow to Dubai. The EK75 from Dubai to Paris, and the EK76, the opposite direction, Paris to Dubai. And then for Sydney, it's the EK412 Dubai to Sydney, and the EK413 Sydney to Dubai. And later this year, Emirates will also launch Christchurch, New Zealand as a premium economy destination also. This is due to come into place in December.
All right. And problems in Portugal.
Oh, indeed. More problems. Tens of thousands of travellers to Portugal could face chaos and cancellations this month after workers at 10 of the country's airports threatened to go on strike. Again, ground handlers, cabin crew, security staff and fire services among the employees who could walk out from the 19th to the 21st of August in airports across the country. That's if their demands for higher wages aren't met, unions said. Now, the strike threat by Portugal's Civil Aviation Workers Union and the Commercial Aviation Staff Union is the latest in a series of walkouts at a time Europe's transport sector continues to wobble under the surge in post-pandemic traveller numbers. Basically, they're claiming that Portugal's airport authority, ANA, have made millions since travel resumed last year, but continue to underpay their staff. The unions have also demanded that ANA adopt urgent measures to guarantee workers feel safe in their jobs, including wage rises and pension boosts. Now, ANA is responsible for managing the 10 airports in Portugal, including the two biggest, Lisbon and Porto. Obviously, when there's an update with regards to the strike, whether it goes ahead or whether it's been averted, we'll let you know first here on the show.
Malaysia Airlines.
Amid the ongoing airport disruption worldwide, Malaysia Airlines has introduced a new digital solution for passengers to report, track, and monitor their baggage. The baggage self-service reporting feature allows passengers to instantly report any delayed or missing luggage via their smart devices, whether that be mobile, tablet, or laptop. They will then be able to track and monitor the recovery process via the Manage an Existing Report button. Passengers will need to provide personal details, those being name, address, and contact details, along with flight details and a baggage tag number. For anyone who doesn't know where this is, this can be found on a receipt received upon check-in or baggage drop-off at the departure airport. The feature is available across all of the airline's domestic and international networks.
That's smart, eh?
Yeah. I mean, it's simple, isn't it? It's simple but smart, especially as the situation is at the moment across the world, with bags being lost in the thousands. At least one airline is sort of taking some responsibility and trying to find ways, making it easier for passengers.
And we have crew questions.
We did. We received a question this week from Tracy wanting to know when the popular Dubai Stansted Emirates flight would restart. Emirates had put the route on hiatus back in March 2020 during the COVID pandemic. However, Tracy, good news is the route is already back in action. The route resumed on the 1st of August and is a daily flight. It's growing to be twice daily by the end of the year. Now, for any other crew who are flying back into London, this could be a real alternative. Stansted doesn't seem to have been affected quite as much as Heathrow and Gatwick, the two larger London airports, with regards to baggage going missing and delays and cancellations. So for anybody flying back into London, if they're happy to travel maybe an hour more on their journey once they get there, Stansted could be a real option on this Emirates flight.
Nice. Well, you know how you can travel without luggage? You just put all of your clothes on.
Yeah, and pass out in the heat.
No, you just go to the airport and you put all of your clothes on in the bathroom because all airports are air conditioned, right?
Yeah. True.
And then you go into the airplane, take it all off for the flight. I mean, if it's an 8-hour journey, and then you put it back on and get off. Actually, you wouldn't even have to put it back on to get off because once you're on the plane, it's on there with you, right?
Yeah, true. Smart thinking. Very smart thinking.
You heard it here first.
Yeah.
Just saying. And I actually made my daughter do that, to be honest, because I weighed the bag and it was like, because she was allowed 23 kilograms. And so she had 2 jackets because she's going to Canada and it's cold there, right? She had 2 jackets. So I said, put those on. And so she did. She's like, Mom, I said, don't put them on now. Like, wait until you're at the airport, like, in the boarding gate and put them on.
Yeah.
So yeah, anyway, she
bless
managed just fine. Although she did manage to lose the neck pillow. Those.
Oh no.
Yeah, before we even got her into check-in. So, those things happen, right?
Yeah. Well, I mean, if you're going to do something, I suppose it's better to be a neck pillow than a passport or something, isn't it?
Yes.
Yeah.
Knock on wood. That whole losing the passport thing, that's probably my greatest fear. Anyways, Lee, I want to say thank you ever so much for your time once again and for your research. It is very much appreciated.
It's always a pleasure. I'm looking forward to next week already.
Thanks. Right. I have to say that Crew Travel is brought to you weekly by Blue Marine Travel, who haven't lost a passenger since Lee Harris was born, and their people move people. And of course, all the details to everything are below this interview when it airs. And do follow Lee over on LinkedIn because you haven't been as active this past week?
I haven't, unfortunately. No, the last couple of weeks I've been quite quiet on vacation in the UK. So I have been quiet. I will be ramping up again this week as I'm back to work. So we'll start getting the updates out there on a daily basis. Yeah,
and expect, if you sign up to his LinkedIn, expect probably, 15, 20, 30 maybe updates a day. I'll
start spamming people.
That's okay. I mean, if you are traveling, at least you know that the entire world is going to be covered and any changes are going to be covered. So do follow him on LinkedIn if you are planning on traveling anytime in the near future. I want to say thank you to our listeners for tuning in. My name is Rhea. I have been your host. We'll see you again next week.